Are you ready to step back in time and experience the luxurious lifestyle of the king of rock and roll? Then buckle up and get ready for a wild ride as we explore the fascinating story behind Elvis Presley's private jet. This vintage aircraft is a true masterpiece of mid-century design, but what makes it truly incredible is the connection it has with one of the most iconic music legends of all time. You are watching Luxxo, and in this video, we'll take you on a journey through the history of the Hound Dog 2, from its glamorous past to its recent sale at an auction. The King and his Jet. Elvis Presley was not only the king of rock and roll, but also a lover of planes. He owned several aircraft during his career, including a private jet named the Lisa Marie after his daughter. But in 1975, he added another plane to his collection, a 1962 Lockheed jet that he nicknamed the Hound Dog 2. Elvis wasted no time customizing the jet's interior, outfitting it with lavish red velvet seats, gold-plated fixtures, and a state-of-the-art stereo system that could play music throughout the cabin. The plane was a luxurious haven for the star, allowing him to travel in style and comfort to his concerts and vacations. One of the most memorable flights on the jet was in 1970 when Elvis flew to Washington, D.C. to meet President Nixon at the White House. The meeting was arranged by Elvis' manager, who wanted to help boost the singer's public image. Elvis famously presented the president with a gift, a World War II Colt .45 pistol, which he had personalized with the words "From Elvis Presley." The meeting remains one of the most iconic moments in the history of American popular culture. The Hound Dog 2 was left without an owner after Elvis' death in 1977, but it ended up in the hands of a California businessman named Jim Gagliardi. How did he manage to acquire it? Forgotten in the desert. After the death of Elvis Presley, a number of his possessions, including his plane, the Lisa Marie, were sold off as part of his estate. However, the Hound Dog 2 was not part of the sale, and its whereabouts became a mystery. Rumors of it being sold to a Saudi prince or a Japanese businessman circulated. However, no solid evidence could be found. The plane seemed to have been lost to history until a tip from a former pilot was received by Gagliardi, and it was located in Roswell, New Mexico. For many years, the jet sat forgotten in the desert, with the exterior becoming faded and rusted, and the interior becoming the home of rodents and insects. Its once gleaming exterior was now a faded shadow of its former self, and its interior was showing the effects of being exposed to the elements and the passing of time. Gagliardi had a dream of restoring the Hound Dog U to its former glory. Imagine spending a fortune to buy a plane that had been abandoned in the desert for 40 years. Price of $2 million that some experts considered ambitious for the niche market of vintage planes. Additionally, potential bidders could not see the plane in person as it was located in California. Despite these obstacles, Gagliardi remained optimistic that the jet's unique history and meticulous restoration would attract a buyer who would appreciate its value and continue to preserve its legacy. What would happen at the auction, and who would be the lucky buyer of the Hound Dog 2? Before we reveal all the secrets, subscribe to Luxxo for more luxurious experiences. The sale and disappointment. The bidding had started at $100,000, jumped to $150,000 and settled at $200,000, where it stayed for a while until it was finally coaxed up to $240,000. The reserve was then removed, and a telephone bidder eventually placed the winning bid of $260,000. Despite its age and condition, the jet still holds a certain allure for aviation enthusiasts and collectors. It is a 1962 Lockheed Jetstar, once owned by Elvis Presley, and it is one of only a few dozen of its kind still in existence. The fact that it was owned by the king of rock and roll adds to its mystique and makes it a desirable piece of aviation history. According to the Roswell Daily Record newspaper, Gagliardi had intended to transport the Lockheed plane to his earth-moving equipment dealership in Madeira and use it as a promotional tool for his business. Despite his plans, the aircraft never materialized and remained at the Roswell Air Center. Gagliardi acknowledged that he never set foot on the plane throughout the 6 years he possessed it. The new buyer will face logistical hurdles in acquiring the Lockheed aircraft, as it cannot fly due to the removal of its 4 engines and most of its cockpit instrumentation. Thus, transporting the plane will require extensive disassembling. However, the Meckham auctioneer expressed optimism about the potential of the plane, stating to the audience before the auction began that it presents an incredible opportunity for restoration. This could result in the creation of an Elvis exhibit that can be enjoyed by people all over the world. What makes this jet so costly? Let's take a look at its interior and lavish features. Why is this jet so expensive? Elvis Presley's jet, the Hound Dog 2, is considered expensive due to its historical significance and its association with the king of rock and roll. It is a rare and unique piece of aviation and pop culture history, with its luxurious custom interior, gold-plated fixtures, and lavish features. Additionally, the fact that the plane was owned by one of the most iconic musicians in history adds to its value and appeal to collectors and enthusiasts. The meticulous restoration process undertaken by the previous owner also adds to the cost, as it was an extensive and costly undertaking to bring the jet back to its original condition. All these factors, combined with the limited availability of vintage planes, contribute to the high price tag of Elvis Presley's Hound Dog 2. And that's the story of how Elvis Presley's beloved jet made its way from being a symbol of luxury and extravagance to a forgotten relic in the desert, only to be rediscovered, restored, and sold for millions of dollars. It's amazing to think that a plane once owned by one of the biggest music icons in history would go on such an incredible journey. But beyond its monetary value, the jet will always be a testament to the enduring legacy of the king of rock and roll. What do you think about this incredible story? Did you know about Elvis' love of planes? What other pieces of music history would you like us to explore in the future? Share your opinions in the comments and be sure to click on the thumbnails popping up for additional intriguing tales similar to this one.